right, today we're going to get into something that I'm calling the smokescreen. We are used to talking about how dieting is damaging. It's damaging because for so many reasons. But there's one really big reason why dieting is a problem. Diet culture is a problem. And it's because it's based upon one idea that's a complete myth that everyone is buying into. And you might even be buying into it without even realizing it. All right, we're going to delve into it. But first, welcome to the Body Ally podcast. Hi, sisters. I'm so glad that you're here. On this podcast, we are pushing forward the Body Ally movement, where we're learning how to stop battling with our bodies and with food from a faith-based approach. We're learning instead how to be an ally with our bodies, partnering with our bodies and accepting them as the gift that God intended. Learning how to pursue health goals, not in an effort to prove value or worth, but as an act of love. And I am your host, Kerrie Nygard. I'm so happy that you're here. Okay, I'm gonna, as we lead into this topic, the smoke screen, how everyone's victimized by diet culture. It sounds very like, but here's the thing, is that it's so pernicious and it's so far reaching. And so many people believe this ideology, and it is an ideology and they don't even realize it because we've been bred into it. It's so around us. It's all around us. The generation before taught us, and the generation before that taught us. It's so pernicious and interwoven in that you don't even see it. Okay, so before I directly show you, I want to first talk about a book, and I'm going to relate it to the topic here today. So there's a book called The Choice by Edith Eger Allen. She was Jewish in the concentration camps during World War II. And she survived, and she later migrated to America and became a therapist, and she wrote this book. She talks about her experience, but the theme of the book is called The Choice. And the whole premise really kind of goes along with Viktor Frankl's idea in Man's Search for Happiness, that there is a period of time in between stimulus and our response where we get to choose what we're going to make the stimulus mean about us, about the world, how we're going to respond to it. But she focuses her focus is on that we can be victimized without becoming a victim, without adopting victimhood. And her sister was also in the concentration camps, and they were able to reunite after the war. And she talks about how her sister was very bitter, understandably so, and had lots of desire to have revenge, and she was just destroyed by it. Whereas there was one experience that Edith Eger Allen shared where she could see a Nazi soldier, and she could just see the hatred in his eyes. And rather than be offended by this hatred, rather than wanting to retaliate and battle against it, she said that her heart longed for him to be able to see that there was no need for him to hate her. She longed for him to be able to see past a smokescreen, past an ideology that had created this channel of hate towards something that didn't need to be hated. She says, I did not hate him, but I longed for him to be able to see that there was no need for his hatred towards me. Now, that might feel very dramatic using something like someone's experience in a concentration camp, right? But what I want to show you is that similarly what happens with diet culture is that it holds up this underlying ideology, this underlying premise, and it's this gets applied to men as well, but it's more focused in on women because there's this kind of sister idea to the diet culture idea. Number one, that this idea that kind of holds up this whole ideology is that the less adipose tissue or the least fat on someone's body makes them more worthy, and the more adipose tissue they have makes them less worthy of acceptance, of love, right? And so whether you are someone that is rounder or has more adipose tissue or less adipose tissue, it doesn't matter, but this whole idea is pernicious and it affects everyone. Similarly, just as Edith desired for this Nazi soldier to be able to see clearly, to realize that there was no need for his hatred towards her, similarly, women, especially women who identify as thinking that their body's wrong because of the amount of adipose tissue that's on it, that there's no need for women to battle against their bodies. And I found something really similar that goes into this whole idea and really is kind of added evidence to this idea of a smokescreen. So I can think back in my past, and I have lots, dozens of stories of when I was teased or bullied because of my weight at different periods of time growing up. My weight went up and down, starting in about third grade all the way through high school, up and down. Okay. And depending on where I was, I would get bullied. And I can think of the names that I was called. I can think of, right? Or well-meaning family members making comments on different parts of my body, right? And I don't have any hatred towards them or anger against them. And then oftentimes I coach women in my program that they'll have a painful memory come up, or someone will make a comment, a recent comment that will feel hurtful to them. And it usually is along this kind of a theme. Someone makes a comment like, oh, are you sure you shouldn't be eating that? Or you're packing on the pounds, or look at your belly, or oh my goodness, right? So many different things. Or are you sure you want to eat that? Right? Different things like this that lend towards the idea, okay, that the more adipose tissue on a body makes someone less worthy, and the less adipose tissue on a body makes them and their body more worthy. This is such a false premise. Our bodies are 100% worthy of acceptance, of gratitude, of appreciation in every single moment. In every single moment. Even if the amount of adipose tissue on someone's body is causing them pain, is causing them inflammation, is causing them levels and different kinds of diagnoses. Even still, that pales in comparison to the grand miracle of the body and what the body is performing, the grand service and the gift from God that our body is in this life because of this. Realize this, your body in every moment is showing up for you. Every single little cell in your body exists to keep you alive. There is no joy that your body did not make possible. There is no pain that your body did not carry you through. There is no relationship that you enjoy in this life that would be available without your body. You would not be here on this life without your body. All the sweet moments in your life available because of your body. And all the difficult moments of your life, your body felt right along with you and carried you through. Because of this grand service that our bodies perform for us, being a temple for our spirits, right? The amount of adipose tissue that's on your body, though you may have a preference, and I actually help women move towards that preference, but from a whole different perspective that shuns and that does not celebrate diet culture. Instead, does it from the perspective of honoring the body for what it is performing and for what it is, which is a gift from God. And when you go at it from this standpoint, you understand that your body is acceptable, is performing a great service for you in every single moment. And separate from that, separate from your body deserving of care, of love, acceptance, right? Separate from that, you may have a health goal. Okay, so you are a whole, complete soul, spirit and body. And separate from that, you can have a health goal. I support women and I teach women and I encourage you, yes, pursue health goals. I have health goals. I feel like I'm a healthy person and I still have health goals that I'm pursuing. But I'm not pursuing them to add value to me. For example, I have a goal to add more lean muscle mass to my body, right? So I want to add more muscle to my body. I have a fair bit of muscle. I want to increase even more. I want to increase my strength. I want to be able to do more than one pull-up, right? And so this is not in an effort to think, guess what? Once I'm stronger, once I have more muscle on my body, then I will be even more acceptable and worthy, better than I was before, and better than anyone else who isn't where I am at. No, not at all. It's the pursuit that's fun. It's the pursuit that's enjoyable. And once I obtain it, there'll be another goal. I'll be striving for another goal. Why? Because of the fun of it. I pursue health goals, different goals, out of acts of love and support for my body, not in a pursuit of proving my value in this world. Okay? So if your goal is to lose weight or maintain weight loss, okay, whatever, and that's one of the main goals. That is that is the main goal that I see in women that come to my program, right? They want to stop battling with their body. They want to stop battling with food. The world tells them, society tells them that they have to control their food in order to do that. Therefore, food then becomes the means by which you add or take away from your value, which, hello, think in terms of women saying, well, am I being good today or am I being bad today? And they're referencing their choices with food. What? No. Food does not have your choices with food does not have the ability to add to or take away from your worth. It can leave you feeling physically unwell or leave you physically feeling well. Those choices can, but they cannot morally make you good or bad. That's not, we don't want to give food that power. That's weird, right? That's really weird. Would we, if my friend were to call me on the phone and were to say, hey, do you want to hang out? Would I say, what did you eat today? I can't hang out with you if you're not good. Or would I say, what did you weigh today? Because I don't want to be around you if the weight's over. No, that's weird. Yet internally, that's how women view themselves and interact with themselves when they're in diet culture, because diet culture, the whole ideology is held up on this one myth. And everyone, no matter where they're viewed within the terms of that ideology, is victimized by it. Just like Edgar Allan wished that the soldier was not victimized by this idea that he should hate the Jews, she wished that he could have the smoke screen removed so that he could see clearly. Similarly, even if someone is fit but still operating within diet culture, they're being victimized by this whole premise that holds up everything in diet culture, that a body and the person within that body becomes more or less valuable or acceptable based upon where they're at with the amount of adipose tissue on their body. That's it. And they might use different terminology. They may say fitness or health, right? They might put different names on it, but ultimately it comes down to adipose tissue, fat. Stored energy. That's all that is. And again, I'm not saying to get rid of your health goals. I'm saying do not pursue them within the construct of that damaging lie that somehow you can add to your value or take away, subtract from your value based upon your choices with food, based upon if your body is carrying a certain amount of adipose tissue or not. This is a pernicious lie. I say diet culture is one of the greatest booby traps ever set by the adversary for women out of all time. Honestly, I really feel like it's one of the biggest booby traps, biggest traps that women have fallen into, that society has funneled us all into, this idea that somehow a body can become more or less valuable based upon the stored energy that's on her. And guess what? You're probably a victim to it, whether you realize it or not, because it's so pernicious and so interwoven within our society. Because guess what? I'm aware of it, and I still catch it coming up for me. Now, I don't make it be a big deal, like, oh, Kerrie, I can't believe this is still showing up for you. No, I just acknowledge it. Oh, that's a lie. That's diet culture. Redirect, and then I speak truth. And again, the antidote to this idea that the amount of stored energy on your body has anything to do with deciding if someone is enough for this world or not, is fit for this world or not, is worthy of acceptance, love, any of it, is to realize and be in a kind, gentle partnership with your body. I invite everyone to view their body as a kind partner in living. Every single cell of your body exists to keep you alive. Every single cell. If those little cells could speak, they would be cheering you on. Now, sometimes women hear this truth and they think, oh, I've been so bad to my body. Guess what? Let it all go. It's because we're all victimized by this. Both those who are viewed as having too much adipose tissue on their body, too fat, too round, too high of a BMI, they're victimized by it. And so are the people that believe it and maybe aren't given that label. Maybe aren't viewed that way. The Nazi soldier was victimized by that ideology, and so was Edith as well. So realize this: your body is fulfilling the measure of her creation for you in every moment, regardless of the amount of stored energy that is on your body. And if you have a health goal, I invite you to pursue it, but pursue it from this perspective. Your body's a partner. How about instead of trying to always lose weight, make it about listening closely to your body, listening to hunger and fullness cues, listening to what serves your body well. And when you make it be about that, then by default, more often than not, you're able to move towards your weight loss goals as a default, as a reflection of, as a second benefit. All right, ladies, thank you so much. I want you to remember that you are not put here on this earth to constantly be thinking about losing, gaining weight, making food choices. No, you were put here on this earth to thrive and create and live out God's plan for you. Check the description down below. Share this podcast. This is a ministry for me. I want women freed from the bondage of diet culture. It causes us to feel like we're in a battle with our bodies, which are actually a gift from God. Ought we ever to be battling with our body? Our body is a gift. And so I want this smoke screen removed. I want the wind to blow it on out of here so women can realize that their bodies have always been a kind friend to them. Their bodies are willing to be there for them in every moment. They've been keeping them alive all along the way. All right, ladies, share this podcast with others. Look in the description down below. I've been doing some live classes, some live informal classes where I'm teaching the 4 key perspectives shifts that have to happen in order to go from a place of chaos and battling to a place of peace and ease around food in your body. I also offer free coaching on those calls. The link will be in the description down below. Thank you so much. Share this podcast. Go to the link, sign up for a class, share the link with your friends. Let's move this message forward. All right, ladies, thank you so much. Have a great time, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.